up, baby? Yes. Everybody do me a favor, stand up really fast.
Do push-ups.
What a beautiful group. Hug the person next to you and say, you look way better than you did last night.
Yeah, thank you. You do look good. You look way good outside. Thank you.
Yes.
Love you, Danny.
That way, even if this guy up here totally blows it, at least you got a good compliment out of it, okay? So, here we go. Love you, Rick. Hey, really quick, I want to give honor where honor is due. Rick, Frank, I love you guys. Thank you so much. We have incredible leaders. We have leaders that truly don't focus on just Penn. They focus on what's going on in here. They focus on the armor. They focus on the weaponry of battle and business, and I love that. I absolutely adore that about them. Raise your hand for me if you guys would, if you have positively, and please be honest, if you positively no idea who I am. Okay, cool. Let me give you a little bit of context then. If you want to hear my story, you'll have to find me on Facebook. I don't have the time for it. But what I'm talking about is building young. And I'm not just talking about age. There's a lot of different phases of being young. Anybody know anybody who's 50 going on 15? Yeah, not just young in age, young in mind. People who have faith in God, but they don't really have faith in God. They're more like make-believers than believers. Young right here, right? It's not just age. Being young is a lot more than that, and I'm obviously young in age. Just turned 26 a few days ago.
Happy birthday!
And so Rick wanted me to talk about building young, but I wanted to add a different dimension to it, not just about age. I believe everybody wants to be a king. Everybody wants to be a queen. People want to do battle. Truly, I think on the inside of everybody's heart, they want to win. They want victory. Raise your hand if you like to lose. You're in the wrong room. So I want to give you a little bit of context before I dive into what I want to speak on. I want to talk about some of the pain that I've been through in my life because I believe, am I holding this too close? Is this good? Can you guys hear me okay?
You look great.
Cool. I want to talk about some of the pain that I've been through because if you want victory, you have to feel pain. I do not believe that many people carry the ability to handle the load of pain. And that's what we're being taught how to do. We're being taught how to carry pain. I've gone through a good amount of pain in my life. I don't think you can compare pain. One person's pain and another person's pain is very different. Everybody has different thresholds, different tolerances for pain. But I want to give you a little insight into my life so you have context into what I'm going to say today. When I was growing up, my dad ran a business, 29 years. Love my dad, learned work ethic from my father. I adore him. And when we were growing up, in 2008, 2009, when the economy hit, we lost our business. My parents lost everything they ever worked for. My mom worked for my dad. We lost everything. We lost our house. We lost our cars. We lost everything. And it was hard to deal with. There's a lot of shame, a lot of humility there, but it also brought my family closer together. And depending on how you look at a situation, there's always gold in every single struggle.
Yeah.
And it brought tremendous love into my family, but there was a lot of challenge, having to get food stamps to eat. It's really hard. People have to donate Thanksgiving dinner to your family. It was hard to deal with.
Yeah.
Another time a similar time period, I was building a business. Got sued by the FTC at the same time my girlfriend broke up with me over the phone. Really hard to go through. Girlfriend of 2 years, thought we were going to get married. I got a way better woman now. I think, baby, I think you're on right now. But that was a hard period. I went through a lot of deep depression when that happened, and I knew I needed mentorship in my life. I knew I needed somebody who could coach me, train me, show me the railroad tracks to success. And when I moved out to California to pursue mentorship, lived out of my car for about a year. A lot of you knew me during that time frame. Anybody ever seen me do lives on Facebook in my car? It was also my house. Yeah. Didn't say that though. Rick taught me how to hide my need.
Yeah.
He taught me how to posture. It's what some of my greatest leaders that I have right now came in when I lived in my car. They didn't know that. One of my biggest months in income happened when I lived in my car. If you're going through pain, it's probably because you're building young. You're young in the business. You're young at heart. You're young in age, maybe. And I want to talk about being young because what I've learned is growth is not pretty. Many people can't handle the load. And that's something that we're learning how to do is bear the load, because many people want to show their highlight reel life, right? You go on Facebook and you see the highlight reel. You see everybody throwing their touchdowns in their life, doing their celebration dances. You know what I'm saying? But nobody's showing the interception in their life. Nobody's showing that fumble, that sack, that missed field goal in their life. And I'm going to tell you, everybody has it. Don't compare yourself to other people, because when I was going through that, I felt like I was the quarterback, and I got sacks, fumbled, and I got a touchdown at the same time. It was a trifecta. I was feeling like that was happening in my life, and I saw everybody else look like they had it all together, and they don't. I promise you, they don't. And as I was going through that, I've learned some things. Anybody want retention in their business?
Yes.
I think so, just half of you?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Here we go. You want retention in your business? You got to feel all the pain of building this business. All of it. Not a little bit of it. Everybody wants a shooting star to come into their business. Everybody wants that, right? It's exciting. It's the momentum. You're like, come on, baby. But guess what? As soon as they experience a little bit of pain, they're usually the first to go.
Yep.
Because they don't know how to teach what they don't know. You don't know what it's like to build with no credibility? You can't teach it. You don't know what it's like to build with no network? You can't teach it. You don't know what it's like to build with no influence? You can't teach jack. You have to learn it. And some people have learned it elsewhere and come into the business and they're the skyrocket. And we as new people, young people, look at that and we say, oh my gosh, what are they doing that I'm not doing? Why are they so much better than me? What am I doing wrong? You're not doing anything wrong. You haven't developed the strength yet. You have to develop it. You can't fight the process. And that's something that a lot of these battles that I've gone through have taught me, is that you have to go through the battles. You have to go through the process. You can't fight it. One of my good friends, my dear friend Rex Crane, taught me that there's a promise, there's a process, and then you prosper. And many people fight the process, so they never prosper. You see, you have to develop a presence, because once you develop a presence is permanent. Too many people want the money. It was me at one point. I just wanted the money, but I realized I was just spinning my wheels. I wanted the money, but if you don't develop the presence, you'll never have the money. And so what I got in my head, I believe I've been able to download, thanks to amazing mentorship, a key principle of wealth creation, which is the understanding that the skills come first. You have to develop the skills first. If you don't have the skill, you won't have the win. No football team has ever won a Super Bowl without the skill, without the unity on their team. And we're learning that here. Very few companies teach that. Very few companies teach you the unity and the skill necessary. And so I'm encouraging you to embrace the struggles that you're going through right now, because if you've not been through it, you can't teach it. And you all want a big organization. I do too. That's why I embrace the pain. Don't run from it. Embrace it. When you see pain, run to it, because that means imminent victory every single time. Can I get an amen? Come
Amen.
on.
Amen.
You're becoming valuable. You will be paid, I've learned, exactly what your value is to the marketplace. Exactly what your value is to the marketplace. If you don't make a lot of money, hate to be the bearer of bad news, not really. You don't bring a lot of value to the marketplace. You might bring a lot of value, but not to the marketplace. And so you need to become valuable. Do you think it's a valuable skill set to have leadership? To be able to lead people, that when you walk, people move. When you speak, people listen, people write. You think that's valuable? That pays you everything. You understand that the skill set that we're being taught here can be taken anywhere, in any business. I've experienced it. I made more money in the last 3 months than I made almost in any other year prior. I'm not saying that to impress anybody, but it's because of what Rick has taught me. It's insane. Because I applied the philosophy I learned here to my other business. And so, on the other side of things, as I'm wrapping things up, it says 5 minutes, I think it says 7. What I see is bigger than Viseo. Viseo is an incredible company. But no one cares how good Viseo is if they can't win here. If you can't win here, you shouldn't care. Viseo is a great company, but it's a tool. I'm not here for Viseo. I'm actually here because of Overcome Nation.
Amen.
Viseo is simply what I'm pointing it at. And so, I'm not here to be a rocket ship. I'm okay to grow like this. I'm not the fastest. Amen. By far. There's many people that outrank me. But I hear a lot of times, I don't say this arrogantly, I say this very humbly, actually. I hear a lot of times, Dan, you're so wise for your age. It's because I surround myself with much wiser people. I'm not surrounded by clowns. I'm not an entertainer. And so what I see is much bigger than Viseo. I see that Viseo as a few different things. Number one, skills development. The skills you'll learn here are second to none. Second to none. The leadership, the capacity, the speaking skills, the high-level thought articulation, communication, relationship building. So valuable. Number two, network development. The people, 2 years ago I was living in my car. Now I have 5 mentors that make over $150 million in business. It's nothing in comparison to what Jeff's mentors make, but I'm not comparing myself to Jeff because that's good for me. Network development, number two. It's who you know, not what you know. Who you know is much more valuable than what you know. Number three is asset development. When I look at this business, I see an opportunity to develop assets. I love network marketing. I've learned because in comparison to, say, real estate, there's a cap on property value. And it's cyclical. It goes up and down every 7.5 years, a 15-year cycle typically. But in network marketing, there's no cap on your potential. There's no cap on your potential and your potential. There's no cap on my potential. When you develop people, you have limitless assets. Rick has 6,200 doorways into his business. I want that. You realize if everybody in his business got one new person tomorrow, his business would double? How can you do that in real estate? How can you do that as a franchise owner? You can't do that. You can't double your franchise owners overnight. You can't do that. Only in network marketing can you do that. It's a very unique vehicle. Now, wrapping up, something I want to talk about, this is actually more geared towards younger people, is I want to compare Overcome Nation Business School to traditional business school. All of you who love education, I'm sorry, I'm about to trash it a little bit. That's what I do if you see me on Facebook. Overcome Nation compared to traditional business school. I went to traditional school. I remember sitting in a college classroom, and this epiphany hit me in the mind. I don't know how it happened. I blame God. Thank you, Father. This epiphany hit me, and what it was if you do what people do, and you say what people say, you will get what they get every single time. I'd write that down. If you do what people do and you say what they say, you will get what they get every single time. And I looked around me and I was like, who am I following? Who are the people that I'm doing what they're doing? And I was like, dude, they're all broke, busted, and disgusting, man. I'm not going to do that anymore. I dropped out of college 2 weeks later. I was paying $40,000 a year to go to school. $40,000 a year. I want to ask you guys, raise of hands in a moment. Tell me if somebody from a business standpoint walked up to you and said, hey, give me $40,000 a year for the next 4 years. 5 will make it. And in return, you may get a piece of paper at the end and you might have a job. It's a freaking sexy deal. Anybody taking that? No? Anybody go to college? Looks like a lot of people took that deal, actually. Wow, it's incredible.
Still paying.
It's not pitched like that. If college was pitched like that, nobody would go. I'm not saying college is bad, but go for the right reasons, young people. Go to build your network. Employers don't care about your GPA. It's true. They don't care. They just want to see the discipline. They want to see the commitment that you stayed for 4 years to do something. You did what you said you were going to do. You didn't just start, you finished.
Amen.
Compare that to Overcome Nation Business School. Rick says, hey, give me $1,600. $200 a month. I'm going to get you around people who've made tens of millions of dollars. I'm going to teach you 3 days a week.
That's good.
That sounds like a pretty good deal.
Right?
Wow. Yeah, that's a sexy deal. And what I'm going to tell you guys is, I'm wrapping up. I'll be done in 60 seconds, Rick. If you actually posture yourself in that manner to young people, you might wake something up on the inside of them. If you want young people in your business, I encourage you, how are you labeling them? Because if you're saying young people are entitled, young people are this, young people are that, I'm going to tell you right now, you're not going to get any of them.
That's right. That's right.
If you say young people are the future of this country, young people, whether I like it or not, are going to be in government and media and sports and entertainment, are going to be in every avenue of life. They're going to be running this country. If you think about it like that, well, young people are the future kings and queens. They might be like, wow, nobody thinks highly of me like that. I want to be with you. And so I look at the ROI on college education, and I'm there from kindergarten to bachelor's degree, it's 17 years. For maybe a $50,000 a year ROI. You stay in Overcome Nation and Maseo for 7 years, you will be wealthy. Which is better? If you learn to make that comparison with young people, they're going to listen to you, they're going to understand something you don't understand. Last thing I want to say is, we have an opportunity to create something tremendously special here. Do you guys understand the opportunity we have to create social change in the future? When this company has millions of people in it, you could have thousands of them in your downline, in your organization that you impacted. Do you understand that social power plus riches equals radical change? Whatever change you want to see in the world, Overcome Nation and Maseo is a platform for you to develop your influence so you can make that change a reality in this world. Everybody wants a change, and I'm going to say regardless of your age, you must experience a properly directed hell in your own life. And only then can you become worthy of carrying the kingdom that's on the inside of you. If you want a kingdom to come to life, deal with the pain. Do not run from it. That's all my time, guys. Thank you so much.
Yeah, Daddy!
Yeah. Way to go, Daniel.